Ladies and boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one and only Zebec, but before we do, ladies and gentlemen, right, I'm going to be streaming every single day at 7 p.m. Eastern time, okay? So, trying to build up a community, going to be answering questions, looking at charts, looking at news events, global events. I mean, just absolutely everything. Streams most likely will be usually around 45 minutes, sometimes a little bit shorter, maybe even sometimes a little longer. Yesterday we did it for roughly like 2 hours, so it was awesome. It was awesome. I hope to see some of you guys again in the stream. Listen, we talked about this coin the other day, right? We talked about it yesterday, and practically, I was saying, hey, look, the technical analysis for me is showing that it's getting weaker and weaker, and I'm personally getting out of this coin. I sold 70% of my position. Right, I sold 70% of my position because I believe this coin will have some type of retracement. I do think this project is great, and I do have a sheet in front of me in simple bullet form to go over the project just in case you don't know what it is and why I'm so high on this coin. This coin in the last like 2 weeks went absolutely nuclear. If we just go back in time just for a little bit, if we go to something like the weekly, we can see this coin has been consolidating for almost a year, right? Almost a year of consistent sideways movement. High hopes, getting baited, coins dead, high hopes, getting baited, coins dead, whatever. But a couple of weeks ago, I saw this. I saw this huge momentum, and then I saw these candles over here, and I was like, okay, I know what's going to happen because I've seen this 1,000 times. And I was like, okay, it is time to buy. But before I was like, it's time to buy, let me see what this project is about. So I have some bullet points over here, and I'm going to just simply say them. So just listen for the next 30 seconds to 1 minute. Zebec Network is a blockchain-based platform that enables real-time continuous money transfers, aiming to modernize financial transactions for business and individuals. Okay, real-time payments. Zebec allows for continuous per second payments, transforming traditional payroll systems by enabling instant salary streaming and immediate fund access. Okay, I mean, if that doesn't sound insane, literally getting paid by the second, then I don't know what does. Right, we have the multi-chain ecosystem. Originally built on Solana, Zebec now operates across multiple blockchains, including Ethereum and BNB chain. Okay, so that is a huge W. I like that. I personally like that. So the token utility, the native token Zbcn, which is like, the short form for it, is used for transaction fees, governance voting, staking rewards, and accessing premium features with the Zebec ecosystem. Okay, so big fan. I'm a very big fan of this so far. And of course, with the technical analysis, I saw it just, getting ready to blow up. I mean, look, even like just the last 2 weeks before it blew up, huge selling rejection, huge rejection over here. We called it out actually in the Discord around the 10th. That is when me and all the premium members got in. It was literally like somewhere down here. One of the members showed that they were up $2,000 just by the 23rd, up 80%, which would have been, oh wow, it's already down here. So it was like 80% somewhere over here. And I mean, all of us ate well. Like I said, I cashed out for roughly 3.5 times, right? So I cashed out near the top, not the exact top, because for me, it's one of those things. It's like, look, if I put in $100, let's say hypothetically, we're going to use an easy number, $100, and $100 turns to $350, and I put that $350 into another project that 10x's, I just turned $100 to $3,500, right? Right. So the ratios just make more sense. I still have some of my portion, I still have some of my money in this coin, but I took most of it out because it just makes sense mathematically. Okay. Anyways, let's continue, right? Integration with traditional finance through partnerships and acquisitions. such as the purchase of PayBridge and Science Card, Zebec bridges blockchain technology with traditional financial systems, expanding its services to a broader audience. So big fan of this. And the last point that I have written down is the innovation financial tools. Zebec offers products like crypto debit cards compatible with Visa and MasterCard, D-PIN powered point of sale terminals, and applications for budgeting and early wage access, aiming to make cryptocurrency practical for everyday use. So yeah, I saw there was more, but to simplify it, right? I just saw that. I was like, wow. And because of technical analysis, I'm like, I know this coin is going to blow up. Why would I not make free money? Right? Why would I not make free money? So yeah, here we are. So yesterday we called the reversals. And yes, even though this black line, it represents where we sold, technically, this coin did go a little bit higher, but we are practically filling up the, our image the way we thought this coin is going to go down. Okay. Like I said, nothing against this coin, just technical analysis. So yeah, I do expect this coin to come down into somewhere over here. Now, the most fundamental pullback would be for this coin to come down all the way to 0.0033 area. But I don't think that's going to necessarily happen. For one, there's so much demand. Number two, Bitcoin is expecting to be blowing up. I know altcoins don't necessarily have to follow that much, but this here would be a very good core fundamental pullback coming back to 0.004. We could dip a little bit lower, but this would be like where I would mainly look to repurchase or dollar cost average. Of course, if the technical analysis still looks weak and goes down a little lower, then of course I'm going to buy here, or I might just buy in both positions, right? Because I still think this project is going to do really well. If we actually go and look at something like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is down a little bit. Overall, Bitcoin's very bullish. I mean, very bullish. Okay, let's not get that confused. It is very bullish. Right, we expect Bitcoin to actually explode to the upside this week. Right, we really do. I have very high hopes. Not even high hopes. I know Bitcoin is going to do well. We have global liquidity that suggests Bitcoin is going to dominate the markets over the next few weeks, and we could possibly see Bitcoin at 120,000 by mid-June at most, right? If we take the global liquidity index, if you guys don't know, with these settings, when you take it from the top, it's 91 days, right? 91 days, bottom 91 days. So it is delayed, which is perfect because that means we literally have an insight of the future. And we are right here, right? We had this bottom 91 days. And then we can see in terms of global liquidity, we just kind of keep pumping very nice. And we are in the week where we should be pumping. Now, historically, every time we reach the top of global liquidity, it gets swept. When we reach the bottom of global liquidity, it gets swept and then reverses, right? It gets swept and reverses. So I do expect this weekly candle to get swept. I do expect 103,000 to get swept. The daily candles are not the strongest. We are technically still bullish, but you know how this is, right? We look bullish, get baited. Well, get baited once, get baited twice, and then continue. So classic Bitcoin. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys did enjoy. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. Portfolio reviews, economic and global updates and news, frequent up-to-date technical analysis, and a very supportive community. Sell and buy calls and trading education is provided. If that sounds good to you, now is the time to act. Once the markets start moving, there is no I should've, coulda, woulda. Now is the time. If you want to take things to another level, we have the blueprint that covers everything from A to Z in crypto that you need. No fluff, no bullshit, just the most important news, fundamentals, and technicals to have you succeed in these markets.